On day one of the fragile ceasefire, which took place after 40 days of intense fighting in West Asia, the hopes of long-term peace is in a limbo, with Israel carrying out its heaviest strikes on Lebanon since the beginning of the war. Lebanon says that the current Israeli strikes are a massacre, as several have been killed and hundreds have been injured. Iran has warned Israel that it will retaliate if these strikes do not stop immediately. The strikes and warnings of retaliation now cast an immediate doubt over the scope and durability of the truce in West Asia. Israel has renewed strikes in southern Lebanon and carried out its coordinated operation today across Beirut. Israeli media claims that 50 Israeli fighter jets dropped 160 bombs on various parts of Lebanon in 1 minute, in which they targeted around 100 Hezbollah sites across Lebanon. This is Tel Aviv's largest coordinated attack since the West Asia war began. Smoke has been seen rising over central Beirut following these strikes. The streets of Beirut were filled with cars crumpled by the blasts and the flaming wreckage of buildings that first responders struggled to extinguish. There are also unconfirmed reports from the Iranian media claiming that the residence of the Lebanese parliament speaker, Nabi Berri, was targeted today. These attacks came less than 12 hours after the Iran ceasefire announcement. As Israel intensifies its strikes, mourners attended a funeral in Beirut's southern suburbs for a Hezbollah fighter who was killed in battle with Israel.
باب النار وادخلنا الجنة يا كريم. الفاتحة.
The human cost continues to rise. More than 1,500 people have been killed in Lebanon and over 1.2 million have been displaced since the conflict escalated. It triggered after Hezbollah entered the war in support of Iran. The latest fighting broke out after Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu flatly rejected claims by Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif that Lebanon is part of the current American-Irani ceasefire arrangement. In a statement from the Prime Minister's office, Israel made it explicit that the two-week ceasefire with Iran does not extend to Lebanon. This, remember, comes just hours after Shehbaz Sharif publicly said that the truce would apply everywhere, including Lebanon. This has created a major flashpoint within an already fragile truce. It also raises a key question. Does Israel's action have the backing or at least the acceptance of Washington? Israel has said that it supports American efforts to ensure that Iran does not pose a nuclear or security threat and that Washington remains committed to shared objectives. But there is no clarity on whether these strikes fall within that current understanding. Iran's initial 10-point ceasefire proposal included demands for Israel to halt its strikes on Hezbollah in Lebanon as well, which have persisted since Hezbollah joined the war by launching rocket attacks against Israel. Now, according to Iran's Supreme National Security Council, the U.S. has accepted the 10-point proposal, which included a commitment to ensure that no further aggression will take place, a cessation of hostilities across all fronts, including Lebanon, and the withdrawal of U.S. combat forces from the West Asian region. Trump has told the public broadcasting service that ceasefire with Iran does not include Lebanon. Israel also seems to have rejected this interpretation from Iran. The Lebanese Prime Minister, Nawaf Salam, has called for a broader ceasefire and an end to the hostilities. Iranian media reports claim that Iran will withdraw from the ceasefire agreement if the attack on Lebanon continues. Now, Hezbollah, for its part, has halted the fire towards northern Israel and against Israeli troops in Lebanon as part of the current pause. However, lawmakers from the group have warned that this restraint will only hold if Israel abides by the truce as well. It remains uncertain at the moment. However, Israel seems to have rejected this interpretation. While a ceasefire holds between America and Iran, the situation in Lebanon remains unresolved at the moment outside that framework, and that is the core reality behind Netanyahu's latest denial. A temporary truce may be in place, but it is far from complete. And for now, there's also clear disconnect between what Iran claims has been agreed upon and what was publicly stated, and what is happening on ground. With strikes continuing on day one, the question now is whether this fragile ceasefire will continue to hold or whether this marks the first major crack in an already fragile truce. Iran has dragged Lebanon into this war, and now could Lebanon drag Iran back into this war? We'll have to wait and see.